Alrighty. Hey guys, hey diamonds. It is January 20th already, and I am loving this Diamond Now What series that we are doing. So, going into this week, you know that we are doing the events, and you should be doing your events, and you should have been posting about this event, and you're probably scared and like, what am I doing? Especially if you've never done one before, because I have done many before and I still get nervous. Mine is actually tomorrow night, and I woke up this morning like, oh my goodness, I need to write out some notes. And even though I could do this in my sleep, I still get a little bit nervous. And let me tell you something about nerves that I actually really like. It means that you care about what you're doing, right? It means that you want to do really well and you want to make an impact on someone. So allowing those nerves to actually be a good thing and seeing it as, the butterflies, it means you're out of your comfort zone. And what do we teach and what do we preach all the time? You truly do have to learn to live out of your comfort zone to be successful in this business. And it's point blank. Like, that is so true. Now, taking it to that next level of leadership, it always means that you have to be proactive versus reactive, that you constantly have to be finding your creative juices somehow. And I always get mine through my personal development most of the time. And that's where I come up with like the new things and the strategies that come behind the business, where how we've taught you over the last week and a half, that, having your game plan lined up, being able to pull out your calendar and know what is going to happen in April, because instead of overcomplicating it, that no, it's really not. It's very simple in the aspect of looking at it as, the first Monday of every month, this group is starting, the same group, first Monday. My business opportunity call will be on X date every month. So we went over that on our last week's call. And just reminding you guys, because it's going to be a lot of the repetition that you hear, because success leaves clues. And if you did not listen to Bonnie Engel's call on the National Wake Up Call on Monday, you need to go back and you need to listen to that. And then if you did listen to that call on Monday, if you were on live or have already listened to it, you're going to go back and you're going to listen to it again. I have actually listened to that call 3 times, and it was only Wednesday. And I do the exact same thing that she talks about. I have for a while, but the way that she spoke it, the way that she talked about it, it just continues to be validation. And if you're constantly the student, if you're constantly in the mentality and in the mindset that there will never be an end-all point, there's never going to be a time when, you get to a point in your business and you're like, I am good. I know everything that I need to know, and I am like the top coach ever, okay? That's actually a very dangerous mindset, and you should get out of it if you've ever had those thoughts, because a great leader always moves forward, and a great leader is always one who is going to make sure that no matter what, you are doing things for your team. You're down in those trenches. You're doing your challenge groups. You're running them with your new coaches. You are doing these business opportunity calls. Even if you yourself as a coach is like, well, I don't have really a problem recruiting. I meet my recruiting numbers every month. Good. That's amazing. Now you need to teach your team to duplicate. And that's why we run these calls. And that's why you have your team invite to your business opportunity calls to help them build their confidence. So I know that Melanie Mitro did her call on Monday night, her business opportunity call, and it was posted in our group. So one thing that I want to kind of talk about first today is really it's really great to go and listen to other coaches' calls, right? I've done that my whole business to see what they're talking about, what I should do. What should I put on my slides? Should I just use their slides? All of these questions have gone through my head. And one thing that if I don't keep myself in check, one thing that happens is I start to get so overwhelmed by listening to Melanie's calls. And then I listen to Lindsay Matway's business opportunity calls, and Deidre's, and Meg Ewaldson, and Anita Myron, and like all these top coaches. Like I'll go through and I'll watch their YouTube videos. What I'm doing then is trying to write down almost word for word things that they've said and then copy their slides and doing that. And it is so uncomfortable and unnatural when I get, when I'm at my computer and I'm doing these calls, because I'm trying to be them. I'm trying to duplicate the call that they did when I've now learned that I have to do it my way. I have to be me. I'm not one who actually enjoys putting together 20 slides for a call. Like that's just not my style. And I've learned to say, that's okay. I can still be a very successful coach. If I don't put together any slides for a call, or if I just do a couple, that's okay. So a tip that I want to give you guys, instead of, focusing so much attention on what X, Y, and Z coach is doing and what they're saying, go through and maybe look at like the titles of what their calls are all about, what their topics are about, and just go into it and say, okay, I'm going to read the title. It's a really good topic. That's a really good section that I should do. So I'll go through and look at the slides. I won't necessarily listen to the words anymore that they're saying. I'll mute it. But if they have slides like Melanie does, I will write down in a notebook, who makes a great coach, who doesn't make a great coach. Why is this not a pyramid scheme? How do you earn money? And then I just put it into my own words. And I just talk about those topics on my own instead of trying to perfect what someone else has already done. Does that make sense? Does that make you guys feel a little bit better than trying to write out every word? I was the coach, you guys, my first one that I ever did. I swear to God, and I still have the notebook. It was Mel's call, and I went through for 2 days, and I would write down almost every word that she wrote in my notebook, right? And then I was just going to read it. I swear. And finally, I was like, what in the world am I doing? I'm wasting hours by writing someone else's words. And I'm like, no, I can't do that. That's just not right. So get over the fear of messing up. Get over the fear of, doing it wrong, because you're not going to do it wrong. Bonnie said, I just saw Cameo, you're nervous because you're going to word vomit. Girl, it happens, okay? It happens. And just always know that you're going to get better with every call that you do. And every time you talk about it, you're going to get better. And you'll develop what we call an elevator speech, okay? It's like a 3 to 4 sentence kind of story. It's like a little breadcrumb into who you are, to where you're going to get just so used to saying it over and over again that if someone asks you what you do, then, you can breadcrumb into it. And then it's not going to be overwhelming. You're not going to end up word vomiting. I promise. It's just practice makes perfect. But I really loved what Bonnie had said on the call on Monday. She said, just get it done. Don't make it perfect. So if you're wrapped up in your own mind thinking, I have to make sure that this is perfect, it's not. It's never going to be perfect. Your content's never going to be perfect. I didn't shower. I didn't do makeup. This is going to be posted on YouTube. I don't really care. It's the content. My YouTube videos, they don't have all the cool wording on it. They don't have my logo on it like some other coaches. I get the content out there because people need content. They don't need perfection. Okay, so remembering that. And then just really going into that next step where you'll get comfortable. You will get comfortable doing these calls. You'll still get nervous, but the comfort level, you'll be okay to have, the conversation, and then asking questions. So along the way, I hold these events more because it's just like an hour. If it's a business opportunity call, for those people who do like to get on the live webinar, for those people who are interested. But for me, I love Bonnie's, how she said, hey guys, your social media is your sneak peek. I had never liked doing the 3 to 5 day sneak peeks. Some coaches do 7-day sneak peeks. I was not that coach to run them. I know that a lot of coaches are now not doing that so much. I hated them because I felt like I wasted time instead of just talking to people and inviting them. So this is my system. I will tell you my system right here, and I'm going back more to it after I tried as a good leader, I do learn from others, right? And I tried the whole sneak peeks. I gave it 3 months to see if it would pick up steam. It did not work for me. And here's why. When I do my invites and when I connect with people, I invite to the business opportunity. I always have. And when someone responds to me with, yes, sure, send me some more information, I would always automatically just send them a pre-recorded business opportunity call that I had done, the prior month, because I've been doing these for probably almost 2 years now consistently. So I would just quickly send them that link and I would ask them and I would say, hey, can you watch this today? And can I follow up with you tonight? That's always been my system. Or can you watch it and I'll follow up with you tomorrow around lunchtime? I always make sure that I'm asking if they can watch it at a specific time. And then I always make sure that I say, can I follow up with you on this X date? Hey, if you guys are popping on, can you make sure that you're muted? Like I hear someone, but on my end, it says that everybody's muted. So just make sure that you are. Thank you so much. So my system then, I would always ask them when they can watch it. It's that sense of urgency that I would always put on it. And that's how I would recruit. And that's when my recruiting numbers were really high. And it's because I never stopped. I didn't stop and say, hey, can I add you to my sneak peek that starts in 2 weeks? And then, I'm going to do a business opportunity call, on that Thursday of X date. The novelty and the idea of coaching wears off quickly for a lot of people, and they don't want to wait. So you kind of lose interest, and this is the trend that I have found for my business. I'm not saying this about anyone else. I'm talking about me, that I am now back to talking to people right on point the same way. So I am recruiting almost 100% of my time. I do challenge groups once a month. Now into my business 2 years later, when I was a newer coach, new diamond coach, I would still do 2, sometimes 3 a month for my team because my team was really small and I needed them to grow and I'm always the leader. But I'm also constantly just recruiting because without a team, you do not have a business. And that's point blank. Again, it all went back to, I loved Bonnie's call. I told you I've listened to it 3 times and it's only Wednesday. But it's so true. Without a team, you're not helping as many people as you potentially can be. You won't have an income. That 25% commission, sure, that's great. But that's generally, Success Club 5 or 10, that's only really going to be $150 to $250 a month, which is amazing money. But when you can be building residual income from the volume that you guys have, that is where it starts to come into play. And beyond the income part, watching your coaches succeed, watching your coaches start to build a solid income, starting to hit diamond and rank advancing, and then it going down 2, 3, 4 levels deep, that is the most exciting thing ever for me. And I cannot even explain to you, and as it happens, it was actually Allie. I see that she popped on, but she had messaged me, Allie, I hope you don't mind me saying it, but I think it was yesterday, and she's like, I have to just share this awesome moment, when your coaches start to build their team, the coolest feeling ever. And I was like, yes, that is the coolest feeling, because I remember seeing one new coach added to your organization as a baby coach, and I was so excited over that. And now to watch it grow and watch that same thing happen in my organization, it's never going to get old. So that's why in these business opportunity events, and I still will, I'll talk to people right now. People have already listened to my business opportunity calls from, my previous month, who I'm talking to now. But as I'm answering their questions and stuff that they do have, if they have any extras, I still invite them to my live calls because, again, it's the energy. It's really the energy of being on live and letting them hear you and see other people, the number of people on your live webinars and stuff. That's what's really cool. And sometimes it's just that camaraderie. And I really think that the event that we're teaching you to do, this 1 day, 1 hour, 2 hour event, your team participates. So the people who you've invited to this, they're going to see messages and they're going to see, your coaches doing posts, and they're all together answering these questions and stuff. That's what's cool, is to see the team come together and other people who aren't coaches yet see what a community you really do have and what you've developed. Does that make sense? So I never want you guys to think, oh, well, someone asked me about coaching on, the 1st of January, but I'm not doing my sneak peek or I'm not doing my business opportunity call until January 21st. Should I wait for them to sign up to listen to that call? And I say, no. This call that we're having you do, make sure it's recorded, so now you can get into the groove of sending it out to people, so that way they see you. Okay, that's what we're trying to help you guys with and help you move forward. If there's any questions about that, just go ahead and type it in the chat bar, because I'm going to go ahead and move on. All right, so I'm going to kind of move and shift a little bit to the topic of, your diamond coaches. So you obviously have at least some discount coaches on your team and all of that, which is amazing. Most of the coaches are discount coaches. 20% of your team is the working coaches. 80% of your team is truly made up of the discount coaches. But something that I want to remind everyone is this. Stop spending your time, really, if you are a culprit of this, trying to get your discount coaches to work the business. Please stop basically just trying to just keep shoving them, saying, do it, okay? It's not going to happen. It's going to be something that is caught up, something that just triggers in them. They see your posts, they see the challenge groups. If you're running your challenge groups where at the last couple days of the month of my challenge groups, I make sure that my challenge group post is geared towards, hey, you have been doing so amazing and posting, and this is what we do as coaches. Have you ever considered this? I put that out there more publicly. Your attention and your focus has to be on talking to people about the business and recruiting new coaches. That's it. And maybe sending out, if you really, and I'm not saying discredit discount coaches by any means. What I'm saying is stop trying to think that it's okay that that someone's gonna pop. You're gonna have your rock stars in those discount coaches, because it doesn't work like that. It just doesn't. So maybe send out a monthly newsletter that talks about, this is what I do. I send out a monthly newsletter to all of my customers and coaches that talks about my upcoming groups, my training groups, and my challenge groups, and what, I'll recognize maybe like a couple coaches, like my Success Club earners or whatever, in that newsletter. And that way that they're exposed to it. Every single person is going to get that email. But anyone who wants to work the business knows where to find you, and they know how to use it. So spend your time, instead of, trying to, again, beat a dead horse. That's what it is, beating a dead horse, and because they are probably not going to do anything. They just want the discount. Spend your time recruiting new people, and use this new technique of talking every day on your social media. Your social media is your sneak peek into coaching. So the objections that you get, you talk about that. On your social media, you talk about coaching. You talk about the benefits that it's had for you, through physical, emotional, mental, financial, everything that it has done for you and your team. You just talk about that. So I'm telling you, I was somebody that tried to get discount coaches to do something far too long. And I would hear top coaches and hear the successful coaches saying, stop beating the dead horse. They're not going to do anything. My team, my successful 6-figure plus income is built on 15 to 20% of my coaches in my organization. Okay? Stop giving everyone else your time. You're going to get burnt out. You have to understand that you have a system, understand that you need to be recruiting, because think about the coaches in your own organization right now. Even, depending on how many you have, your rock stars come to you. Your rock stars are self-sufficient. Your rock stars know how to go out and use the resources that are available, because there's this little thing called Google that you can type in any single question that you have, and all the answers will pop up. And I'm finally just validating that this is truth. I was that coach who built my business myself. I did not have a direct upline who was a successful coach. Luckily, Melanie took me under her wing, 9 months into my business. I built and I hit Success Club 10 or more every single month, and I built to diamond, and I had a solid diamond team by the time she decided to reach out to me because she noticed me then. So your rock stars go down through your downline. It doesn't necessarily right now have to just be your personally sponsored. You have to be hand selecting and picking out. If you're seeing a coach consistently hitting Success Club, you reach out to them and you say, hey, I see what you're doing. Like, you're adding coaches, you're getting this. Maybe schedule a one-on-one, or if they have a working coach, maybe your personally sponsored is not really confident in their own business. Maybe schedule a call with that rock star a couple levels down and then their upline so you can just get to know them. Your team is not necessarily just those who you have sponsored. You have to understand that too, that your rock stars, they go levels deep, and it's just going to keep growing. So trying not to get paralyzed by the sense of, that's what it comes down to. You almost get paralyzed with the fear. Happens to all of us. We're trying to get you guys to understand. Overcome that fear. The worst possible thing that anyone is going to do to you is tell you no, that they don't want to join your coaching team, is to tell you no, that they just want to be a discount coach, or they might go as far as deleting or blocking you on social media. It's not going to end your world, I promise you, okay? It's actually going to build your confidence a little bit. It still stings every once in a while, depending on who it is, but as you move forward, you're going to see that that one person who blocked or deleted you is going to be replaced with 5 more amazing people who may be your next rock stars. So making this year be your focus of recruit, recruit, recruit. Don't give your time to the people who make excuses. Don't give your time to the people who only say that they tell you what they're going to do, right? But you see nothing. There are statistics. There are proven, Success Club is proven to work. If you have coaches who are not getting any volume, if you have coaches who are not hitting Success Club, they are not working their business. They're not. You have to use that area of the numbers. It's not your job to fix people. You cannot fix people. I am a people pleaser. I want everyone to love me. I seriously get anxiety over the fact of knowing that someone does not care for me or has talked bad about me in some way. I do. But it's a business. And you know what? Not everybody's going to like you. Not everybody's going to agree with you. And it's okay to keep your sanity by saying, these are my office hours. I will only give them to the people who are deserving of my time. And it's okay to say that to your team, okay? Because you, as much as you try, you're going to exhaust yourself and you're going to hit a brick wall every time you're trying to fix the same people over and over again. Allie said, I love Sassy Val. I was talking to Allie earlier. I'm like, I got my sassy pants on today. Like, I really do. I think I've just hit like this epiphany where I'm like, I've made all these mistakes that I'm talking to you guys about today, and I'm an open book, okay? Don't do it over and over like I have for 2 years. Bonnie inspired me with that call where it's like, dude, she created 25 diamonds in a year? We can all do that, okay? She did not kick the dead horses. She spent her time recruiting new rock stars who wanted the business. They are all given the same information, the same welcome email, the same everything, okay? It's never you. It's just the people that you're recruiting. So if you're only recruiting 1 or 2 a month, you get 1 out of 10. And it really is that statistic. And I will say that all the time. So focusing on continuous building. We don't rebuild. I actually did a video on this and posted it somewhere last week where it's like I used to get caught up in my team's not doing anything. I need to rebuild. I will not utter those phrases anymore because it's not about rebuilding. It's about continuous momentum forward and knowing that there are going to be people who quit, knowing that you are going to have emeralds that don't hold emerald, period, like it just happens. So just creating new emeralds. We talk about it. I think it was Katie Ursa's call that she did a couple months ago where she's like, Create the Emerald Factory. Teach your coaches to go Emerald over and over and over again. Okay, celebrate when they get 2 coaches under them, but tell them they get to celebrate for a Thursday, not for a month, and then say, crap, what happened? I'm not Emerald anymore. It doesn't last if you don't work. So teaching that too, it's that duplication and teaching. It's not hard. Diamond is not hard. We all have control over our diamond. I had my husband as one of my emeralds for like 8 months as I was building other emeralds, okay? You just have to recruit. That's the only way that you're going to move forward. And then last but not least, kind of going into the social media do's and don'ts, and then I'll let Deidre take over if she wants to add anything. I saw that she hopped on, but what we've been posting this week, oh my gosh, those videos are awesome, and I've watched them all like a ton. But the social media, it is literally your reel, and it's not, I'm not going to say your highlight reel, because it should not be all just about highlights. It should be the stuff that makes you like so sick to post on Facebook sometimes, but trying to give it more of a positive spin. You know, no matter what it is, you have to talk about it because people need to relate to you. All right. So that's just, it is. It's not just going to be, people don't want to just see our workout selfies. Now that's consistency. You know, you're going to see my workout selfie every single morning between 5 and 6 a.m. That is consistent, Val. But there's also has to be those, my income, first of all, you know, my, like how we were broke whenever I started this. And I've shared this so much. It took me so long before I would ever put that on social media, no matter how many times I heard it that I needed to do it. I was paralyzed by fear because I had done so well of hiding the fact of how broke my husband and I were. And I didn't that meant that I was going to have to go back and let all these people see that I'm completely broken. I had to admit that I had suffered through depression and anxiety, and it comes and goes. It still does. I still struggle with it. It's something that never just goes away. I talk about that and just really talking about just being the real you. Who are you? Because so many more people can relate to that and the struggles. And I was actually just talking with someone through messaging who, again, a random invite. And we are actually, I'm like, I think we could be like best friends. This girl that I just randomly messaged last week, and she is awesome. But she was just she was telling me all about like her struggles and how she was bullied as a teenager because her weight fluctuated so much and she didn't know how to control it. And, you know, she's one of those people you would look at, like I messaged her, I'm gonna be real. I messaged her because she was super cute and that's my in, and you guys know it. I'm like, hey, not to be a creeper, but you're super cute and you look awesome. Like, that's my pickup line. That's my dating line in my Beachbody business. So that's how my conversation started. And when she started telling me that she deals with she struggles internally a lot. And I was like, again, that judging the book by its cover thing, guys, okay? It's so cool. I am so not that coach who likes to just go, oh, how about that weather today? When someone just talks about that superficial stuff, I'm like, can we just talk about like real? Like, can we just do some real talk? Because life is not perfect, but you know, we get to choose in how we approach our, you know, the positivity in our life. You know, if someone, I could talk all day long about my husband is gone. I could totally make it negative, but I don't. I talk about more of the positives, you know. I look forward to him coming home. I'm keeping afloat the best that I can. My post was totally real today on my social media. I posted a picture of me with my laundry, okay? Because it is stacked, and I'm wearing a beanie cap because the dry shampoo is not even working anymore because it's been God knows how long since I washed my hair. And I didn't feel like washing it today. I just didn't feel like it. So I put that out there because normally I do have makeup on and stuff. But anyways, social media, reality check. Would you follow you? And I've given myself that gut check so many times over in my business, and there have been many of times when I have said, no, I would not follow me, because I can always tell when my posts are just posts to get something out there and it's not genuine content. And if this still confuses you, know that it's okay. I was very confused by this whole concept for probably my first year as a coach. because I was still grasping at straws and trying to find my footing and trying to get the groundwork to where I felt like most of the time I was going to Melanie Mitro or Lindsay Matway's Facebook page and scrolling back like 6 months to pick a post that they had already done to trigger my memory of something that I could post. And if that's the stage that you're in, that's okay. You're totally allowed to do that, because I still do that when there are times when I'm like, okay, I got nothing. I've got nothing. I don't know what to say. I have no words. I've got nothing going on. Okay, so you go and the personal development too. Go back to that I keep my book with me like all the time. So I'll just watch out for negativity. What are we talking about? I'll pick a line and I'll read something, and then I'll use that. It's always going to be telling a story, and it's always going to be about, those things who make you, you. Mine's my family and my faith, my friends, my fitness, and I like to say my fashion, because, the beanie hat and the no makeup, rocking it, right? But I don't care. I've come to a point that I don't care about the negativity that other people have to say about me, because I am so comfortable with who I am and growing as a person, and knowing that I personally am never going to stop growing. I know I'm going to make mistakes. I know I'm going to say things and people are going to take them the wrong way, or I'm going to say it and I'm going to be like, I didn't mean for it to come out that way, because we're all human. But I'm trying my hardest to do what I know I can do the best. And I'm doing it while I'm a mom, while I'm a wife, while I'm a friend, while I'm trying to learn as I go. And I feel like the best way that we get ahead is by making the mistakes and falling flat on our face and learning from them. I truly do, because that's what I've done. And that's how I've built my business. And that's how I want you guys to share on your calls that you're doing. How I want you to share with your teams how, everything rises and falls with you and your reality checks that you give yourself and what you're putting out there and your content and how you are running your business, and making sure that you're not just preaching and telling people to do stuff like a boss would do. You have to get to that point that you are always down in the trenches with your teams. Again, how I was saying, I can recruit by just talking to people every day constantly and sending them that link for the business opportunity call. I choose to do my business opportunity calls for my team every month, for my team. Like, really, because I want them to grow, and I know that it's not easy being confident and comfortable, even up until, sometimes a couple years into your business. It grows differently for every person. So I'm constantly going to be leading by example, no matter what. No matter how tired I am, I'm not going to call and cancel on somebody. No matter how hard I am, I show up and I do what I say I'm going to do. And I lean on people. I lean on you guys. We are our support system. And I think that it's just so vital for you guys to just understand that it's just all about moving forward. It's all about hitting Success Club, because it's what you hear all the time. And if you're not at Success Club yet, if your team's not at Success Club yet, get there. And you have to give them, I do a tip, write this down, because this is what I do in my team. And I really think that it helps a lot of times is to do a Success Club rally or a push to Success Club or whatever you want to call it, the last half of the month. So whenever the 15th hits, most months, I did not do it this month, but most months I do run a separate group where I'll run it through my big team page, where I'll do a post of the day on tips on how to hit Success Club, follow-up tips. So then I'm posting almost like a group post every day, encouraging them, hey, you know what? It's so important. This is why. And showing them the way, rather than getting to the last day of the month and being like, you better hit Success Club today. Okay, I'm feeding them throughout the whole month to try to build their confidence and help them, grow in on their own team. So that's what I've got. Deidre, do you want to add anything?
I think you covered pretty much everything, and I didn't get the first 15 minutes because I was too busy being real and relatable, taking care of a leaking house that I haven't moved into yet. So, yeah, I don't know if you talked about the National Wake Up Call with Bonnie.
That's all I've talked about the whole show.
Oh my gosh, it was amazing. I just posted it in my team pages this morning, but if we can follow exactly what she says and use those tips, we're all going to be a whole bunch of rock stars and six-figure income earners and have amazing teams. Because if we can just duplicate and do exactly what she said, it's going to be amazing. And like me with my personal experience, I was taught, try to focus on the first half of the month of recruiting for challengers. Second half of the month was doing coaching opportunity. So I did that, and I do that. And I try to still post like opportunities about 3 times a week. And then there's one time right before our business opportunity call or live event, I will post one day for 7 days. And then Bonnie's like, no, every day, like post once a day, something about how it's changed you. And at first I'm like, that's just way too much. But honestly, if you are here to be a business builder, dude, there's nothing wrong with that. Look at them. Her, Anita Myron, Amy Silverman. That's what they do. Like, they're top coaches, and that's what they do. They got to the top for a reason. And it's because they talk about it constantly. So even though we may feel like we're overwhelming people and annoying people, in reality, it's the ability to reach out to more people. And not everyone is going to see every single post. And I know you touched base, Val, on the doing your own post and trying to figure out like, I don't know what to post. I actually talked about that on my call last night with our new coach and our Revive group, our 3 Vital Behaviors group. And I was like, I have a brain fog going on right now in my life. So I'm like, I don't even know what to do. I know I need to post the coaching opportunity, and I don't know what to do. So I went through a couple top coaches, went to their walls, scrolled through their business opportunity posts, and came up with my own. So that's what you do. Don't think that you constantly have to make something up and do it all on your own. Yeah, use your own story, use your own personal success and, how coaching has helped you. But you can get tips and, stuff like that from other coaches to help you create that. So yeah, I think that is what I wanted to say. I really think we all can step up our game with coaching, with the opportunity. I really do. I feel like it's something that we will post publicly about it here and there, which I know even myself I lack in sometimes. I know some of my personally sponsored coaches have, even diamond coaches, do not post more than 3 times a week, sometimes not even 3. But it's not just public. Like, we have to do personal invites to coaching. Personal invites are not just to challenge groups. They are coaching opportunity posts too. Go to people that like fitness. You have people that post about their lives on social media too. We're not the only people. So reach out to those people. What is the worst thing that they're gonna say is no, they don't want it, or they'll ignore you. That's fine. But you can potentially gain a rock star like yourself on your team. Wouldn't that be awesome? And then when you have a rock star, okay, I'm gonna use Alicia for example. So Alicia just like blew up out of nowhere, and she is like, damn it, I'm going to get rock star coaches this year. Like, this is my year. This is what she said. 2016 is my year, and I'm going to make it happen. And she's like rocking it out on her social media. She's sharing her journey. You guys probably saw her transformation. She's rocking it in every aspect. Okay. And then she's like, I'm going to get people like me. And she's a red, and she's never had a red on her team. And this girl that she knew from Georgia when she was teaching in this lovely Black community, and Alicia's the only white girl there. I could only imagine. Like, that would be hilarious to see you. Anyways, so she gets this rock star that decides out of nowhere, I've been watching you for 2 years since I started my journey, right when she started her journey. And this morning, she's like, hey, wait, you told her she was at SC6, right? Like, she had to tell her she's already at Success Club, and she's like, oh, I'm not even worried about February. Like, I got this under control. And she already made a like page. She already made a team page. She already made a logo. She is a red just like her. Like, it feels so good. But she wouldn't have that if she wasn't talking about the opportunity. So I don't even know what I was getting at with that. But post about the opportunity, because you're going to find people like you, and that's what you want. You want rock stars like you, because if you don't, you're going to have discount coaches that don't do anything.
Yep.
And this is Shannon. I'll just add in that, think about it. Like, if somebody were to come up to you and say, like, wow, your posts are really amazing. You seem super motivating. Have you ever thought about coaching? even if they say no, that's flattering. You know, that's going to feel good to them that you're saying that. So getting that no is still planting that seed about it. And it's scary, but, you know, to them, not knowing what it is going to make them start watching your posts. And if you're posting every single day indirectly about coaching, they're going to want to probably end up joining. So when we say post every day about coaching, we're not saying post an ad every single day. And I missed the first couple of minutes, so I'm sorry if you guys already went over like what to post, but just talk about what you do in everyday life. For example, take a screenshot of this call right now and talk about the friends that you have made through this opportunity of coaching. You know, talk about every little way that coaching has helped you, and each post make it a different angle. So that's what we mean when talking about coaching. It's not just salesy, like direct ads every day. You know, you want to throw those jabs in every single day of the different aspects of coaching, being able to stay home, being able to help pay for groceries and gas, or whatever. If you're making a little bit, you can still talk about the financial aspect. Posting about the vacations and the trips that you can earn, even if you haven't earned it yet. Or you can even post about the one coming up about the cruise and how, even if you're not going, post about it and talk about how your team is going and you're excited to earn the trip for next year. So just talk about all these different aspects, because a different thing is going to catch a different person's attention. And then after seeing those all week long, then when you throw out the actual invite to join your coach opportunity call, that's when they're going to jump on it, because they've seen all these posts throughout the week. So that's all I wanted to add.
I didn't know that was you on the phone, Shannon. I'm sorry I didn't say your name. I just had a number, so I didn't know. But that's
Oh no, that's okay. I commented on the thing in our team page, like, hey, I'm on. Sorry.
I totally missed it. No, I'm so glad. Thank you for that, because it's so true, and it's going back to the basics for real. Like I remember posting about like my first income was the fact that I could help put groceries on the table for my family with like my first $200 or whatever it was. People can relate to that so much more. Because I'll tell you, it's more intimidating. It's inspiring, and it's that dream when you do see coaches posting about, you know, six figures and earnings $5,000-$10,000 a week and all that. If you understand that is not relatable to most people. That wasn't relatable to me when I started as a coach. In honesty, I was like, yeah, that would be super cool, but yeah, right. Like how could I ever do that? So depending on your personality type too, that could actually deter some people, because that's just not their way of thinking in the process. But, you know, it's not about the money. It's about, you know, what this is doing for you, and that most people need an extra $300 to help pay their car note each month, or to help with the groceries a little bit, or to pay off a bill faster, or to save for a family vacation. Right? I know that was us and me. Like that was the huge thing 2 years ago for us, as well as paying off our debt. So whatever kind of way that you can put it, we just gave you guys some pretty good ideas. So I think that was great. But any other questions? Anybody else want to chime in?
I'm about to beat Kayla.
Yeah, you definitely need some personal development. There's just, if you're feeling right now that no one cares or believes that you could help change their life, then they're not going to believe, they won't believe in you. They'll see right through you. This is a very transparent business. So again, what did I say a little bit ago? This business will always rise and fall on you, and taking ownership for yourself and who you are, because you better believe that there are many people out there who can be changed by you and your story. You just have to put it out there. And you have to believe it first to make them believe it.
And Kayla, you are doing a good job of putting it out there. I think we can think of different ways to do it though too. So we'll talk about it and do some personal development tomorrow while you're helping me move.
Awesome.
Random, but teacher mentioned what many of us do with structuring. I can't even talk. Structuring our month.
Hey, Val, can I add in something?
Sure.
I know that for me, I always really struggled posting about the business opportunity for whatever reason. I think it's something that, I mean, until you feel like you're successful, you struggle posting about it. But I will say that I've posted about the business opportunity every day for like 2 weeks. And now when I talk to people, that's what they ask about. Like even if I invite them to a challenge group, they ask about that. So it's like, think of your 3 vital behaviors, not just for challenge groups, but you have to think about it for coaching too. So you have to show that you're a product of the product of coaching. You have to show that you're doing your personal development to help you coach. You have to, invite to coaching. It's just a different way of thinking about the 3 vital behaviors. It's the same beast, just a different way of tackling it. So think of your 3 vital behaviors in the coaching aspect, not just in the challenger aspect too.
You rock. It's so true. You got it. And that's a great way to verbalize it and talk about it, where it is. It's a different spin of the 3 vital behaviors. And we have to do it, or there will be no business growth, the way that you guys are wanting to be. Because figuratively speaking, that 6-figure where we were just talking about a little bit, that's going to take a very long time to get to if you are only recruiting 1 or 2 people a month and just barely pulling out Success Club 5. Like, that's reality of it. Now, if you want to work to get to that Success Club 10 or more level, if you're recruiting and training and just that, again, this duplicatable system, that is what this group is teaching you, and you're upping your recruiting to that 3 to 5 to 10 people a month, whatever it is for you, and helping your team succeed and talking about the business rather than, and getting them to Success Club. That's where the basis is. Then yes, your income will substantially grow. I can tell you that much from experience. Awesome. All right, guys.
Hey, question. Well, not a question. Cameo, I think you were asking about the personal development books. I don't know if any of you guys are Christians, but this is probably my favorite book that I'm reading right now, Live, Love, Lead by Brian Houston. Yeah, by Brian Houston. It is amazing. Like, confidence with your spirituality as a leader. Like, it is amazing. It kind of touches in every aspect of your life. So yeah, it's pretty amazing. And I know a couple people already posted other books on there. You Are a Badass Girl Code. What's the other one? I Am That Girl. That was supposed, I know a lot of people talked about that one. I just bought that one in Girl Codes. I haven't read them yet, because if I read like 5 at a time, I'll be lost.
Yeah, I know. Same here.
I'm starting Dave Ramsey. I have Live, Love, Lead. I'm doing all the other stuff. I'm like,
I think I love Entre Leadership, but I know that's not, I feel like Entre Leadership helped boost my confidence like so much, because every chapter it was just something new, and that really helped me grow in my leadership, and where I changed my mindset to the entrepreneur, not just a challenge group runner, not just, someone who could be pushed over, real talk. I sometimes feel like I've been a pushover for the first year and a half of my business, because I want to help everyone, but if they're not willing to invest in themselves, the reality of them changing themselves for the better is very slim to none. So Entre Leadership is a really, really good book. I love it. I've read it a few times. Deidre just finished that one, the Entre Leadership. Cool. All right, guys, we are going to wrap it up. It is 12:50 my time, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. We will see you again back here next Wednesday. And you know where to find us in the group, and we'll just keep on posting, and good luck for those of you who are doing your business opportunity calls tonight. I know that some of you are. I'm excited. I can't wait. So make sure this too. So post your links. Maybe let's start a file. In the file section, we'll start where you guys can post your YouTube links to your calls, so we can just show some love and go back and listen and just really give you guys some support, because I'm really excited for you. All right. Have a good day, and I will talk to you guys later.
Bye, guys.
Bye.